Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. In a major push for India's MSME, Shiprocket has unveiled Shunya AI, the country's first sovereign multimodal AI engine. Built in partnership with UltraSafe, Shunya AI is trained on Indian commerce data, supports 9 Indian languages, is hosted entirely within India, and promises to be a digital co-pilot for over 1 lakh small businesses. To understand how this move fits into its larger roadmap for Shiprocket, Aishwarya Anand caught up with its CEO, Sahil Goel.
So Shunya is India's first multimodal and agentic LLM that we have launched for Indian businesses, and it's hosted in India. It's trained on Indian data sets and public data sets. The second thing is on agents, right? Agents are important because it allows us to extend the LLM, right? So if you wanted to use it in a business case to integrate GST or make a payment or book a flight or make a web search as we do today on the other LLMs, right? That agentic capability is what gives it business legs because it can really help MSMEs do a bunch of things and literally like having a 24/7 digital employee, right, over time. That's the vision to help the smaller businesses. And then the tool also can be used for enterprises to actually help them launch workflows, automation, building their own models, for example.
How many languages currently is Shunya AI supporting? And, what is going to be the translation for over 1 lakh small businesses that you have already?
Yeah, so I think we have 9 languages today, natively built into Shunya. The plan is to continue launching, per common use. And for the 100,000 plus businesses that already are on Shiprocket, we are releasing every week. You'll see us kind of doing some announcements on, for example, releasing an API and an enterprise dashboard. We'll be releasing a few agents, right, that basically businesses can use out of the box. To give an example, we'll be releasing agents around saying connect your Google Analytics, for example, and ask questions, right?
Okay.
And you will also see us focusing a lot on voice. Right, whether we do it ourselves or we partner with the industry, because I think India needs India's voice first.
And what role is UltraSafe and L&T Cloudfinity is playing in developing Shunya AI, and how does their involvement enhancing the platform's capabilities?
So this joint venture between Shiprocket and UltraSafe is the technology partner. So they've had the technology to build and run and train models and host them, etc., etc. This model for Shunya Mini and Mini X1 was built jointly.
So your early pilot has suggested that 30 to 40% time savings for SMBs, right? So I want to understand which specific workflows are seeing the most dramatic efficiency gains.
Yeah, see, I think this is we haven't launched it yet, right? Hadn't launched it yet till today.
Correct.
So we'll see as we go along the way. But from our current platform, what we have learned, like even the non-Shunya AI stuff that we had been building in the Shiprocket platform, like I said, I think voice, the ability to, let's say, search and filter by voice, right? I think or by typing, will become the standard user experience is our prediction. So I think that is where merchants are getting insights. It's less about productivity and gains for them because the SMEs we work with are 5 or 10 people. I don't think their biggest problem is how to operationally become efficient in terms of cost, right? I think their biggest issue is how do they grow their business and how do they get to know what they don't know.
So how are you monetizing this? Especially when we speak about smaller merchants, they're very price sensitive. So how are you aligned on that front?
So 100% built for India pricing, right? It's $499 a month, right, for unlimited usage, of course with a star. But compare it to ChatGPT, it's like at least less than half, right? At $20, which is about $600-700 a month, right? So it's pretty cheap. And also we will build agents which are India specific. For example, the first agent that's launching is with Shiprocket, which means that on Shunya you should be able to do all things Shiprocket from that chatbot.
And how do you see this translating in terms of revenue for Shiprocket going forward? If there's a target, if you could have any.
There's no target. I think right now this just came out of the lab, so to speak, right? And it will be pretty much in beta for a while. So I don't think the focus immediately is to try and peg a huge monetization target on it. But I think everyone knows where AI is heading, and everyone knows that this is going to be the way we consume information, right, going forward. There's no question about it. So us making a pretty big, foundational step there, I think is a huge indication of what we believe can happen in the, let's say, in the 5 to 10 year period.
Okay. Though I know you're in your silent period, but I'm still going to ask you this question, that you've filed your DRHP in a confidential manner. So I want to understand that, factoring in Shunya, what is the kind of market proposition that you're looking at going forward, and where will the proceeds go to from the IPO?
See, I think we have always been a technology-focused company, tech and data. Our focus now is on, one, going after offline merchants, right? Right now we work with digital natives, right? Where we work with over 150,000 merchants, which are typical like e-commerce websites and Instagram sellers, et cetera, right? Brands, D2C brands. But what we're finding is, especially with quick commerce kind of becoming a way consumers are shopping, that even offline merchants in especially similar categories, so clothing, fashion, accessories, electronics, things like that, they are getting demand digitally.
Yeah.
And then they want to service it through like a rider, right? Which is also a kind of e-commerce. So we are starting to get into that segment. So a large part of our acquisition cost over the next, or focus, or branding focus, is going to be on this new market, right? Okay. And all the engineering effort, whether it's AI or other innovation, is continues to be our main area of investment, because as a company we don't actually, as an operating system, we're not asset heavy, we are asset less, in fact, right?
And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Start